in a studio somewhere far, far away.
You bugger!
Picture this. Picture this.
It's time for the Mary Whitehouse experience. Thank you. So, has John Major got a moustache or what?
I mean, something's wrong if he hasn't, because clearly God intended him to have a moustache. It's like there's a moustache in there bursting to get out.
But what is it? It seems to be a sort of skin moustache. It's like what you might expect to see if you'd just been staring at a moustache-shaped light bulb and then immediately looked at his face.
John Major has said that he's going to do away with the upper class, but all he seems to have really done away with is the upper lip. In fact, in Madonna's recent lip implant operation, John Major is believed to have been the donor.
Right, well, tonight here in the studio, we've got a fairly good cross-section of the public. So I'd just like to ask you, how many of you would think of yourselves as working class? Fine, right, OK. So how many of you think of yourselves as upper class? No upper class. Right, so how many are middle class? And how many of you think the whole concept of class distinction is a politically motivated tool of bourgeois capitalism to maintain the status quo? How many of you think... Fair amount, fair amount. How many of you think status quo haven't done anything decent since down,
Most of the audience. Now, the reason we ask is because John Major has said that he wants to see a classless society, so that we thought we'd look at the implications of this for the future.
There's no doubt that Britain is probably the most class-conscious country in the world.
Well, you would think that.
Why?
Because you're rather common.
So where do we find our classless role model? The answer, of course, is in the Prime Minister. John Major's main electoral asset is his classlessness. He has worked his way up from a humble childhood background. In the new classless Britain, what will happen to the royal family? With only one class, there will be only one combined set of social conventions.
Miss Nadine Grant and Mr. Gary Shagger Jackson.
In a truly classless Britain, social occasions for the upper class, like Ascot, would have to be abolished. Its classless replacement as a summer gathering place would be Gatwick Airport.
Welcome to Departure Lounge, and what a marvellous afternoon.
Yes, indeed, and just look at the hats. Some truly wonderful hats this year. Her Majesty the Queen wearing a very fetching I Heart Benidorm beanie hat, which tones in beautifully with her shiny tracksuit bottoms and Reeboks.
Oh, and over there, the Duchess of Marlborough wearing a very stylish Brits on the Piss 1991 t-shirt and a pair of cheap sunglasses from the Sky Shop.
But the big question, of course, is what will Princess Diana be wearing? Whatever she wears, she invariably looks wonderful.
Yes, indeed, Nigel. She could wear a large dog turd on her head, and she would still look wonderful.
Oh, and there is Princess Diana wearing a large dog turd on her head. She looks wonderful.
And now I believe we can go over to our first event, the beginners 3/4 of a mile laughing at each other's passport photographs handicap chase.
Mr. Gary Sadler and some bloke he met in the pub who claims to be a friend of Ian's and told him there was a party here.
Now, last Friday midnight, the junction of Kilburn High Road and Willesden Lane, a violent affray involving two men. One was aged around 30 and wearing a brown leather car coat style car coat, and the other man was me. So if you have any information at all about this crime, please keep it under your hat, and you could win a Community Action Trust reward.
One of the most irritating things about the charts in 1990 was that it was almost impossible to have a hit record unless it had been in an advert, like Blue Velvet for Nivea, Take My Breath Away for Peugeot, and the Steve Miller Band for Levi's. Talking of which, how did he get that motorbike past reception? And how come he just rides the motorbike straight out of the lift? Did he turn it round inside, or did he back it in on the ground floor? Anyway, since it seems almost impossible now to have a hit without a song from an advert, we can expect other bands to take note.
OK, let's run down the top 5 for this week's chart. At number 5, it's the Happy Mondays with their version of Their Tasty, Tasty, Very, Very Tasty. Number 4, the Sundays with their beautiful reworking of You Do the Shake and Back and Put the Freshness Back. At 3, no change. It's still Now Hands That Do Dishes Are As Soft As Your Face with Mark Green Fairy Liquid from, of course, Public Enemy with MC Nanette Newman. 2, Adamski and We Are Lucky Cows, We Chew the Cud and Browse. But for the 6th week running, Britain's number 1 is still only the crumbliest, flakiest chocolate tastes like chocolate never tasted before from, of course, Sinead O'Connor.
And now, a witty monologue from Jonathan Ross.
All right, well, all right. And, all right. And, all right. Well, all right.
In April, BT are introducing charges for using directory inquiries. But what is the point when you can use the phone book, which you can also use to find people with funny names and ring them up with your mates giggling?
435-8228, Alan Smelly speaking.
Oh, are you smelly? Is that A Smelly? Am I talking to A Smelly?
Oh dear.
Hello, are you smelly?
Yes.
Well, have a bath then. That was the funniest thing ever.
Now, who wants a curly whirly?
People with names that might involve this kind of victimisation often try and avoid it by taking liberties with pronunciation.
Hello, 435-1507, Mr. Wa-n-Kerr speaking.
Well, it doesn't work quite so well now.
A genuine one of these is there are people in the phone directory called Shuffle Bottom, but no matter how often or how late you ring them up, they will always insist on their name actually being Shouflé Botham. It's true, but it's definitely spelt Shuffle Bottom. I suppose it's fair enough if you are named after a method of canine personal hygiene.
The other main experience a kid has with phones is making a rudimentary telephone out of 2 labelless baked bean tins attached by a piece of string through a hole in the Botham.
Hello?
Now, the point about these things is that they never work. You think at first they do work until you realise you're just hearing your friend in the other ear.
In fact, these were completely pointless, as by the time you got the string long enough not to hear your friend in the other ear, it was too long to carry the sound vibrations. Then all you might be able to make out was the sound of him getting run over in the road outside.
Since privatisation, you can now get an itemised phone bill. I've always thought that itemised bills should be sent out by other privatised industries, like, for example, water and sewage.
Darling, did you do 3 dumps on the 3rd of May? And I didn't have a curry on the 5th of June. That's it, we're going to have to get a logbook.
Incidentally, when they privatised electricity, they'd have sold a lot more shares if instead of all that Frankenstein stuff, they'd just show New Kids on the Block connected up to the national grid.
Your most valuable phone accessory is the answer phone, although not if you insist on putting a wacky outgoing message on it. In fact, normally, the more wacky the outgoing message, the sadder the life of the person who made it.
Hey, you're through to Ken Collins' crazy loony bin. I'm out with Maria Whittaker at the moment. Not really. So, leave me a message after the tone, but I should think I'll phone you back. I'm too busy partying. Mr. Collins, this is the gas board. your sect.
You can now buy these answer phone messages with like impressions of famous people already on them. Unfortunately, the friends of the type of people who are likely to buy these are likely to be confused by them.
Oh, sorry, Prince Charles. I didn't know you'd moved in with Barry.
Most of the phone network, however, is now occupied by sex lines. These have proliferated so much that in an average newspaper there is now more space devoted to adverts for sex lines than to the Gulf crisis. The effects of their popularity could be far-reaching on all types of news.
He wears her panties on 0898 444 444. I'll bend over so you can see on 0898 444 455. And on 0898 444 555, he's got a woman's name, Sandy.
The point about 0898 numbers is that they have no sex in them at all. You're more likely to get a hard-on phoning the speaking clock. And it's so obvious that the women who are speaking on these tapes are not the same women as pictured in the adverts. You can tell from the voices. Let's phone one up now and put it through our studio speakers, right? This one is called I Am a Horny 18-Year-Old Virgin.
Hello, one is a horny 18-year-old.
Mr. Ernie Spencer of Wiltshire sent us in a letter asking to know the history of the telephone. Well, Mr. Spencer, here goes. The first telephone conversation was conducted on February the 14th, 1876, by Alexander Graham Bell, a momentous day for telecommunications.
This is Alexander Graham Bell speaking.
Is that A. Bell? Are you A. Bell?
Sorry.
Hello? Is that A. Bell I can hear?
Yes, it is.
Well, you better go and see who's at the door then.
Thank you. Right, I've just been handed our first letter of complaint. It was faxed through to us after our first experience, but as always with letters of complaint, you know, it seems to be written by someone who appears to be genetically defective. I mean, literally, it says, Dear BBC, why is the structure of my chromosomes. Anyway. This is the time of year when you tend to hear this sort of thing non-stop. Hi, how are you?
Not too good, actually. I feel a bit fluey.
Yeah, you got a nagging headache and you feel tired all the time?
Yeah.
I had that. I think there's some sort of a bug going around.
All right.
Whatever you've got, it's always some sort of bug, and they've always had it as well. The best thing to do with people like this is to worry them.
Hi, how are you?
Well, not too good, actually. I feel a bit fluey.
Yeah. Have you got like sort of nagging headache and you feel tired all the time?
Yeah.
I think you've got a brain tumour.
Yeah, I think there's one going round.
Throughout history, human beings have always suffered from illnesses, but the reaction has always been the same.
What ho, Sarah? How goest thou?
In faith, not so good. I think I got Black Death.
I bet that, yeah. Have you got like sort of huge pustules that weep?
Yeah. You had like nausea and vomiting.
I bet that, yeah. Have you got like sort of convulsions? Agonising death?
Yeah. No, I haven't had that.
No. Neither have I. That must be some sort of bug.
In medieval times, the average life expectancy was much lower than it is today, and many diseases which are now easily curable were then fatal.
And finally tonight, Sir Richard of Leicester, the famous soldier and elder statesman, has died aged 32 after a long struggle against a slight headache. Meanwhile, King Louis VII of France has died aged 13. He was suffering from delusions and tried to remove his own appendix, thinking he was Doogie Howser, MD.
Despite the grueling hours and long training, many people still want to enter the medical profession, attracted by its media image as portrayed in such masterpieces as Carry On Doctor. If only the NHS was really like that.
Mr. Speaker, we shall be providing an additional £50 million in NHS funding this year. That includes £10 million for large hypodermic syringes for Jim Dale to carry facing forwards when Hattie Jakes is bending over. Furthermore, we shall provide at least One lovely pair for every hospital football in case Barbara Windsor should visit, and furthermore, I should say that under Labour, the resources allocated to be able to train doctors to say, oh, matron was reduced by 50%.
As part of the NHS reforms, the government are rumoured to be considering introducing an Australian-style flying doctor service into this country. In the back of the plane, of course, is the flying waiting room.
OK, Mr McCready, come back next week. Tell me if it feels any better.
However, there are signs that even with the flying doctor, there will still be a problem with waiting lists. Now, one thing that does the medical profession no end of good is the behaviour of medical students. Whenever you see medical students in the street, it's always incredibly worrying to think just what these people are going to end up doing.
Scalpel.
Scalpel.
Forceps.
Forceps.
Ragmag.
Ragmag.
Right, come on, Mr Jackson, we're not taking your appendix out till you buy a ragmag. The first thing that happens when you arrive at medical school is that each student gets given a dead body to use for dissection. Now, anybody who's ever met anyone to do with the medical profession will know that these bodies are invariably acquired under false pretences.
Now, Mr. Harmsworth, this is the form, the consent form for your grandfather's body to be used for medical research.
I see.
You understand before you signed what the terms of this form state?
Yes.
That your grandfather's body will be used in the training of anatomy and for purposes of medico-pharmacological research.
Yes.
Also that at the end of term, bits of him will be left on bus seats for a laugh. And also that he may well be wheeled around hospital corridors with a funny hat on as part of our post-exam celebrations.
It's what he would have wanted.
Now, take a close look at this pair of gentleman's underpants style gentleman's underpants. You may notice a slight tear on the left hip. If you think you can mend them, please phone the Crime Stoppers number, as I'd hate to have to throw them away.
John Major is supposed to have adopted a new, gentler approach to Europe, which is a shame, as most Euro analysts now believe that as differences between partners become more and more intractable, the community will turn to a new criteria to sort out its arguments. Which of its leaders is the most hard? Our political correspondent.
Well, clearly, against a tall man like Helmut Kohl, John Major would have a number of options open to him. He could nut him. He could get in a quick burst of punches and hope he'd done enough. Or most impressively, he could call him a poof and then just stand there, beckoning him with his hands and saying, "Come on then, you fat old Nazi." And by the way, I could have Brian Walden. I could.
John Major has already led the way by introducing the hard EQ. Demonstrating that when it comes to intergovernmental currency negotiations, he doesn't run from no one. He was also demonstrating his hardness by not having any women in his first cabinet.
All right, gentlemen, this is the first all-male cabinet meeting for 11.5 years, but I don't want the absence of women to affect our procedure in any way. So now let's get on with the first item on the agenda. Who can piss the highest?
Are the other European leaders, however, as soft as they look? Our political pundits are working now to find out.
So, Jacques Delors, I put it to you that if John Major were to come up to you and say, "You specky French twat, I suppose you like Sacha Distel. For, did you just breathe out or did we move into a garlic factory?" If John Major were to say these things to you, you might, and I'm not saying you would, cackalaise pants. And by the way, I'd just like to say to John Cal, anytime.
Now, meanwhile, we think some of the bigger punch-ups could be avoided by a solution we've come up with to the central problem of European monetary union. There is a currency already in existence which covers every country in the community. The logical choice for the common European currency is surely the SO World Cup coin collection. Now, the system would be very simple, and it has the added advantage that if a country doesn't qualify for the World Cup, it's not allowed to have any money. So everything in Wales would be free.
However, there would be one drawback. Nobody would be allowed to use a normal wallet or purse anymore. Instead, all currency would have to be carried in a cardboard A4 presentation folder with special holes cut in it, which are slightly too small for the coins.
And we're missing a large kachaya, if anyone's got one.
Tension between Britain and the rest of Europe is, of course, not helped by the way young British people behave abroad. I don't mean football supporters there, so much as kids who have been taught languages in language labs using Longman's audiovisual French.
Excusez-moi, monsieur. Où est la gare Saint-Lazare, s'il vous plaît?
Ah oui, mon petit, il faut traverser la rue là-bas.
Excusez-moi, monsieur. Où est la gare Saint-Lazare, s'il vous plaît?
Ah oui, comme j'ai dit, il faut traverser la rue là-bas et... Bing! Bing Crosby? No, English, drug addict.
One thing, though, that all the anti-Europeans in Parliament and the tabloids forget is that in comparison to the rest of Europe, Britain is crap. And you can tell that Britain is crap because of Going for Gold. We have to invent a daytime TV quiz to make ourselves look more intelligent than Europeans, right? Based on the wholly incorrect assumption that there's no unfair advantage in being able to speak the language that the questions are asked in. And one day, in the final round of Going for Gold, when Henry Kelly goes, "What am I?" one of the contestants is going to tell him, "A wanker."
It's 1 in the morning. I'm bevied up and I'm standing outside Brian Walden's house. Are you coming out, Muppet Mouth? Call yourself a political analyst. No one can understand a word you say. Can you hear the Walden sing? No, no.
The first anxiety with having workmen in is not knowing what they're talking about.
Well, it's your crap valve, isn't it? So your divot diameter is 6 millimetres. That's caused overbubbling in your expansion tank. Your boiler beveling's amortised and the whole system's gone into underdrive.
I see, and that's why you can't fix the blind.
The second problem is that they can't just mend what they've come to mend.
Oh, well, I mean, I could fix it, obviously, but I have to rewire the whole place, knock that wall down, take the roof off, demolish that block of flats over there, reverse all the human rights legislation passed since 1945, and trace the surviving members of the New Seekers.
I only asked if you could pull your trousers up over your arse.
Pornography suggests that plumbers are always getting their end away in private houses, but this can only be based on an unrealistic conception of plumbers. I mean, really, the average plumber story in Men Only should go like this.
Imagine my surprise when the plumber arrived. He was the ugliest man I'd ever seen.
And, like, they have to tell you that everything else in your house is also broken or rubbish.
Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Who put that fuse box there? You see, that'll never do. And that joist, that's all wrong. We'll never take the weight. What else? Oh, your stereo's crap. Yeah, and your wife. Your wife's a bit of a dog. You know that? You know that photograph of your mother on the mantelpiece? She looks a right whore. Yeah. Basically, your whole life's rubbish. That'll be 200 quid.
The other problem is what to say to the workmen, because, like, you get filled with a liberal terror that at any moment it's going to start talking about women or the blacks, and you'll have to agree with him, partly because to bring him out of these attitudes would take years of, like, training and debriefing and re-education, and partly because you're frightened that otherwise he might beat you up. And sometimes you might even try to preempt him.
I notice you've got some West Indians living next door.
Yes. Jungle bunnies, eh? Darkies, singing and dancing all night. All look the same to me.
My wife's a West Indian.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome, live in the Merry Whitehouse Experience studio, the Pet Shop Boys.
Neil, do you want to do the keyboards for a bit? Only I thought I might sing the next verse. Neil! Do you want to take over back here for a moment and I'll come up to the mic, you know, at the front? Look, I'm telling you, Neil, if you don't turn around, I'm going to have to put on my grumpy face. Neil, you left this in the dressing room. I mean, I bought you this for Christmas, and, like, you haven't worn it once. I mean, I was talking to the ugly one in Tears for Fears, and he gets to sing a bit, you know, Mad World. That was him. Neil, and why didn't you invite me around anymore? I said I was sorry about the toilets. Also, in the next video, I want to wear the flash suit, and you can wear the nutty Noah Southwestern. All right. Look, I'm warning you, if you don't let me sing, I'm going to turn this machine off. Right. Oh, sod it.
Hello, children. Hello, children. I'm the narrator of the pantomime. And when I come on, I want you all to run around the aisles and not listen. And as ever, the rest of the cast is made up of sub-celebrities from the Wide Awake Club, Tucker's Luck, and other TV programmes that nobody watches. Oh, who's this then?
Good evening, and tonight on the South Bank Show, we're looking at the pantomime in its full socio-economic and historical context. Boys and girls. Many of the great names of the theatre have started their careers in panto. Inside this pantomime cow are John Gielgud and Laurence Olivier. Already their superior talents were becoming obvious. Similarly, here in his debut role in the 1973 Congress Theatre Eastbourne production of Jack and the Beanstalk is Robert De Niro.
You what? You what? You swap my cow for some beans? You swapped my cow for some beans? You screwed my wife? You sold my cow for some beans? I can't believe this. I swear to God, I'm gonna shoot you. Oh, yes, I am. Beans,
Up the beanstalk went, higher and higher, until it looked like this stepladder we covered in green crepe paper. And at the top, Jack was to meet the giant. Jockey, you require 45.
Fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell.
Pantomime is a form known all over the world. In the Soviet Union, it remains as popular as ever, as we can see from this Moscow production of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Snow White. Боже мой, акива она дошкала, она тоже помогла. Нишка стала норишь, Катя.
No, Ichio. Otayo is Politburo.
Then, of course, there's Cinderella. In that one, she has to leave the ball at midnight because otherwise her carriage turns into a pumpkin. On the scale of excuses to get away from someone at a party, that one's right up there with, I've just left my drink in the kitchen. Then, of course, Prince Charming is desperate to find her again. The only clue he has is that she was the girl dancing in the glass slippers. How can he ever trace her?
So, Crime Stoppers would like to hear from you. If, like me, you like wearing tights in public.
So, where, oh where, is our Cinders? Well, she's where anyone who has been dancing in glass slippers is likely to end up, in the intensive care unit of the local hospital.
Mr. Charming, I'm afraid that Miss Cinderella has suffered severe lacerations to both feet and massive loss of blood. She may never dance again. Do you want to buy a rag, Meg?